This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
Tonight, a search for several missing adults and children out of the St. Louis area. Police tell us their disappearance is connected to a spiritual cult. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Mike Bush. 4 adults and 2 children, both 3 years old, have been missing for months now. Police tell us they followed the teachings of one man, a convicted criminal named Rashad Jamal. Our Diamond Palmer joins us in studio tonight with the latest on this bizarre case. Diamond?
Well, Mike and Kelly, family and eyewitness neighbors were speaking out about the disappearance of 3 women, a man, and 2 children. Police say they were last seen at a Quality Inn in Florissant last summer. Since then, their family has not heard from them. Police say Michaela Thompson, Naaman Williams, Jeriel German, and her son Ashton Mitchell, and Michaela Wickerson and her daughter Malaya Wickerson are all missing. Through an investigation, Berkeley police believe the individuals are a part of a spiritual cult, and they are following the teachings of a man named Rashad Jamal, who has thousands of followers on social media. Police noted the missing women, children, and man are following teachings that include changing their name to a spiritual god or goddess, quitting their job, going off the grid, and embracing sovereign citizenship, among other actions. Neighbors of Michaela Wickerson say they witnessed the acts along Graham Lane.
The lady had a corporate job. She was good. Ain't no way in the world I'm finna just like drop everything I'm doing to go live off the grid. She was a young parent. She was doing great for herself. And then when that man moved in that house, his people.
Berkeley police say the alleged cult leader Rashad Jamal has been recently convicted of various crimes in the state of Georgia and is facing time in prison. Coming up at 6 p.m., we'll hear from one of the victim's mothers on her plea to get her daughter and granddaughter back.
2 men are in the hospital after a shooting in St. Charles. Police believe it may have started as an attempted robbery. It happened just before 2 this afternoon near Moore Avenue and Transit Street. Both men who were shot are expected to survive. Police do have a person of interest in custody.
Now to a developing story. Prosecutors have dropped charges against a man accused of killing 2 St. Louis brothers. Tonight, the family says the system failed them. 5 on your side's Christine Byers has been covering this case for years.
And she's in studio with us with those new developments, Christine.
Eric and Aaron Smith were shot to death in South St. Louis in November of 2022. The man accused of shooting them, Austin Heflin, was supposed to stand trial first for murder and then for manslaughter. But days before the trial was supposed to happen, prosecutors dropped the charges. Court documents and new evidence I obtained show police responded to a home in the Bevo Hill neighborhood that night after getting a call about a domestic disturbance. Police say 911 calls captured Austin Heflin shooting and killing the brothers. But witnesses at the scene say he did it in self-defense, trying to protect a woman at the home who had been beaten. Circuit Attorney Gabe Gore called this tragic case involving a domestic conflict, but said they dismissed the case because the evidence didn't support the charge of manslaughter. The brother's mom says justice was not served.
Now you tell me, how can he get off a case like this? How? There's no way.
Gore says he has no plans to refile charges unless more evidence comes forward. Meanwhile, I have obtained never-before-seen video evidence and 911 calls that show what might have happened that night. And I'll have that evidence tonight at 6 o'clock. Tonight on 5 on your side.
Christine, thanks. Now to the Weather First forecast. It's our first dry day this week.
That's right. More rain, snow, and wind. And this time, Arctic air is moving our way. Let's check in with meteorologist Jim Castillo.
Yeah, good to see you guys. Very nice out there now, right? So 44 was a high. We saw the sunshine and the clouds, but a warning that by Friday evening, not only some minor accumulations of snow, wind gust 55 miles an hour, very possible. And then we had the coldest air we've seen since December of 22. So that's on the way, and a heads up on that. And it's prolonged, dangerous cold on the way. Right now in Cuba, Missouri, a beautiful sky there, a nice calm before the big system on Friday. 43 right now at Lambert, humidity about 56%, and a south-southeast wind at 14. Some of the gusts tonight as high as 25, 30 miles an hour. So that storm system we just got over and done with last night is pushing east. Now we're watching some clouds moving back in this evening in our northern counties, but we're expected to stay dry all the way through Friday. New watches and warnings are up right here. We'll watch for that. But really, it's this Arctic air that's coming our way and heads south for the weekend. Much more on our forecast coming up.
Jim, thanks. A Rolla teen died after a crash caused by icy roads in southeast Missouri. 17-year-old Kathleen Forrester was driving on Interstate 44 in Laclede County around 5:30 last night. This was near Phillipsburg, south of Rolla. She hit a bridge pillar, and then her car was hit by a tractor trailer. An 18-year-old passenger in her car has serious injuries.
St. Louis County has a new look in this new year.
County Executive Sam Page revealed a new logo at his State of the County address today. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, has more on the marketing campaign that comes with it. Mark?
Yeah, Mike and Kelly, governments that lose people lose money too, and before long run the risk of losing more than that. Under this banner of a new slogan, Opportunity Central, County Executive Sam Page hopes to market the region to attract companies and workers from across the country.
When he sat down to draft his State of the County address, Sam Page noticed a problem.
St. Louis County lacks an identity.
The various villages and towns scattered across the region have long been at odds, like warring factions, struggling with the same slow decline.
Our region's population has been stagnant for decades, and we can't compete against ourselves. We have to work together as one.
So the county executive tried his hand as the chief marketing officer.
Defining our brand helps market the county to the rest of the world as a place united, a place excited, a place that you want to be your future.
And that means out with the old and in with the new.
Today, I'm proud to officially begin the rollout of these efforts by introducing you to our new county logo.
This new fleur-de-lis, surrounded by the confluence of rivers in rose red, a Cardinals and City SC color palette combo. The price tag, $90,000.
But now we've got to convert all of our logos, all of our trucks, all of our stationery, everything that has a logo associated with it, and that's going to cost a lot of money.
But what the logo represents, a new slogan, Opportunity Central.
I'm very gung-ho about Opportunity Central. I'm like extremely excited. I'm going to be putting that on everything because that Opportunity Central to me, it means hope, it means possibilities, it means that we are now open for business.
Behind all the style was some substance. Page pitched a rerun of the online sales tax push that fell short last time it was on the ballot.
We did not have a good cohesive campaign the last time this was out, and so I think this time we'll do a little bit better.
If voters ultimately approve an online sales tax one day, Page predicts it could boost the county budget by an extra $10 million a year. Page also promoted a safer county with crime trending downward and teased new ways to one day pay your county taxes online.
Coming up, Republicans push for prosecution against President Biden's son. What happens if they hold him in contempt of Congress?
Storms become deadly across the country, but the threat is still far from over.
New year, new you. Consumer Reports has some tips if you're in the market for new gym equipment.
Get low prices, free in-home design, and free delivery on quality furnishing because you like nice things.
Hey St. Louis, Scott Connell here. Grab your shovel and bundle up because snow is in the forecast. The 5 on Your Side app and KSDK.com will keep you weather ready when we go into storm alert. With frequent updates and live radar in your area, we'll let you know when flakes are going to start falling in your backyard. So hit the grocery store, grab some salt, and make sure to download our app. Stay warm and safe, St. Louis. 5 on Your Side, focused on you.
Which store has the best sleep shop, best price, and free delivery?
Carroll House Furniture. The lowest price in the country is at Carroll House Furniture because you like nice things.
If you've been injured and think you can't afford a lawyer, think again.
It didn't cost anything for Mike and his team to start working on my case. The settlement they got me took care of all of my hospital bills and put over $98,000 in my pocket.
Call me. I've got this.
Construction continues this month on the Gateway Arch. Once completed, the monument.
The newest disco hit.
Up to the blizzard of 82.
What they're calling the internet.
Unbelievable. We have done it again.
You have arrived.
Today's a big day.
Today, Hunter Biden made a surprise appearance at a House committee hearing to hold him in contempt of Congress. The president's son was subpoenaed to testify as part of an impeachment inquiry. Some Republicans claim the president profited from his son's foreign business dealings. Hunter Biden didn't show up to testify behind closed doors, saying he wanted to do it publicly. If the contempt resolution passes through the committee, it will go to the full House for a vote, and if that passes, the Department of Justice would then have to decide whether to prosecute. The department is already pursuing gun and tax charges against Hunter Biden.
Tonight, Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis will face off in a one-on-one GOP presidential debate. Former President Trump is still the front runner in the race, but chose to skip all the debates. Haley and DeSantis are the other top candidates. This is the final Republican debate before the Iowa caucuses next week. CNN is hosting the debate starting at 8 o'clock our time.
At least 5 people are dead after severe weather across the country.
Tornadoes, heavy rain, and snow impacted millions of people over the past few days. Here's NBC's Maggie Vespa.
We have officially entered bone-chilling territory here in Des Moines. Temperatures overnight dipping into the teens, wind chills into the single digits, refreezing that close to a foot of snow that we got here yesterday. And that was just one layer of this massive, complex winter storm system that today is continuing to impact millions across the country. Up in the Northeast, the story was rain and heavy wind as forecasted, causing those floods everyone was so worried about. It was bad enough at one point that we saw ground stops issued at multiple airports, LaGuardia and JFK. Those have since been lifted. In the Southeast, the story was that rare January tornado outbreak. More than 20 twisters reported along the Gulf Coast and in the Southeast. Meanwhile, power crews up and down the East Coast working to restore service to the hundreds of thousands that woke up this morning without electricity, a lot of them without heat. All of that work continuing as quickly as they can, knowing that another system is already brewing, one that's set to bring a cold snap to this area that could send temperatures plummeting into sub-zero territory by early next week. Maggie Vespa, NBC News, Des Moines, Iowa.
Out with the old and in with the new. Consumer Reports finds the best deals on new workout gear.